today we got a box.
And it's a TBS box, isn't it?
Yes, so we can deduce from that obviously it's Tattu. I'm kidding. This is just by chance, but yeah, okay. So, what's inside here I believe is called the TBS Mambo. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I believe it is a new controller. Let's just jump straight into the unboxing and see what they've got in store for us.
Open it up.
So I did actually have a sneak peek, and then I had to quickly close it again because there's like a little note and I want to read it out and be all, ooh, cool, movie mission. Let's start with this. This is, so I did actually half opened it up to this, and then I stopped because I wanted to read this in front of everyone. Dear pilot, thank you for participating in the TBS Mambo testing/review. There are a few bullet points we would like you to know, as there is little to no public information or manuals available right now. Please keep the details private until the official launch by TBS. The date is to be announced. Do not share any photos or details of the radio with your friends. Seriously, would like to keep it a secret until it's officially and fully announced. Not teased on the TBS Facebook group. If you find any issues with the unit, please let us know ASAP. Okay, it's a testing thing.
Well, don't worry about this. Let's get into it. I want to see this thing.
Unconventional switches.
Okay.
Embedded antenna. Cool. There's lots of cool things. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm gonna start here. We have Peter the Penetrator.
Oh wow.
That's the name. No, that's gonna be in the video, but okay.
Okay.
So we've got
Peter.
We've got this antenna. Yep, Peter the antenna. SMA thingy. Useful. Kaboom! Welcome to TBS Mambo. Okay, so this is the radio.
How's it feel?
It's not bad. It feels like a bigger. Oh, it's made too. It feels like a bit of a bigger Tango. Like the stance, like where your thumbs sit, is really similar, but your
very
hands
traditional
sort of push
too,
out.
isn't it?
More traditional, yeah. I'm feeling like my hands here are like pushing in a little bit. Like you sort of your palm wraps on like an inside angle as opposed to
So is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I'm not used to it. I'm gonna actually try fly it and see what I think. I think the reason why they've done that is so when you move over full stick deflection, like your hand fills that void. I think that's the reason. And the tensions are still really high at the moment, so we need.
So we're gonna have to work out how to convert this to a mode 1.
Yeah, work out how to convert it to mode 1. Other thing is too, like the Tango 2, these are really like not what do you call it? Stabby.
Okay.
So, like...
Do you want them sharper?
Yeah, so definitely I'm going to go straight over to the ones I have in the Tango 2. I know Trappy prefers these, though. He's bent that these are the better way, but he still provides the other one anyway. So, I love this wheel.
Looks good.
Yeah, that feels pretty good. Nice trim switches. These feel really good. Yeah, everything feels really nice. Everything's super, super duper cool. These are momentary. That's interesting. Oh, that's not momentary. So this must be like the equivalent of your arm switch, I'm guessing. That's what they're anticipating that for, and then that's a momentary. That's pretty cool. But no, it feels really solid. I guess the next step now is to actually use it and see what we can do. We're about to test the Mambo. This will be a pretty chill flight.
I converted over to mode 1, that's all done. The stick ends you're going to probably find they're a bit stiff, but they didn't provide us with softer springs, so that's going to be the way it is. Changing it over to mode 1 was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
Better than Tango 2 or same?
It's freaking phenomenal. Everything's labelled on the back of it, it's simple.
Okay, because I think it gets using
really
the same
easy.
gimbals as the Tango 2.
It's really easy. But anyway, let's try and get this thing bound and see what happens.
Let's do it. There we go.
Is it ready to bind?
We'll hit this. Haven't quite make weird sounds. Okay. It's binding.
I asked him if I had to
Okay. I got a comment to say already. You know how in the unboxing I said that this trim wheel's too stiff?
Yeah.
That's a lie. I love it.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't a lie. I didn't really believe that, but I also genuinely realised that.
You did just take it out of its box.
I did. It's really good. This is amazing.
And it's worth mentioning, you wouldn't let me actually take it out of its box until we videoed it to keep this authentic, didn't we?
This is true.
So everything you're seeing here at the moment is absolute first impressions and everything. God, I wonder how long it'll be before everyone sees this video.
Yeah, I really love these buttons.
They're nice,
really,
aren't
the tactility of the buttons, they've really nailed. Okay, that's it.
I wonder why it's called Mambo.
I think it's to do with the dance.
A dance?
Well, the song. Is it a song or a dance? I don't know. Let's
So it's bound?
It's bound. It's ready. Did we set up a switch yet on the radio? For Army?
I've got no idea.
There's no switch. I'll set one up now.
Okay, I'm going to cut this video here.
No, don't cut it.
You're going to try and do it?
We're going to authenticity.
Man, how authentic does it have to be? You're just going to fly this thing.
Authenticity. Okay, here we go. So, we're going to go...
Can you explain why there's a sticker on the back of your M1 MacBook?
Okay, so... In 2019, when I was in Korea, one of my good friends, Minso, gave me a gift. And it was very, very nice. And it was a part of it I couldn't keep. I can't remember what it was. I had to leave it behind because of the plane to travel back.
Yep.
But I could take the sticker with me, so I took the sticker with me.
Ah, okay.
And so it's very special. Yes.
There we go. M1 MacBook about to do its thing.
Yep. You can't show that screen though.
Oh. There you go. That'll have to be
Invisible.
pixel out, eh? Or something.
It'll be a big pixel.
Okay, you just finished playing around with Betaflight, and your exact words were, you're so confident you're going to put the canopy on because you know it's going to work.
No, it's gonna work. You ready?
Confidence. Am I relatively safe here?
I'd stand back a bit more while I test it.
Come going back. Oh, it arms. It
There you
arms. Line of sight first. Okay, it works.
Let's fly.
So this is the first flight with the
I should
Mambo.
clean my goggles sometime, shouldn't I?
What?
I should clean my goggles.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's do it. Okay. Oh wait, I'm using a different PID profile. That's a bit annoying. I believe this was Aux2. There we go.
Is it okay now?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, we're in the air.
So this is running Tracer, is that correct?
Yeah, it's running Tracer.
So if you want to run Crossfire, I think you need a module.
So for me, I've got to work out how to hold this radio. Hang on.
As an adapt to it?
Now, like,
Positioning it?
the stick ends are really slippy.
You're trying to find the right hand position.
Yeah, now to be fair, the Tango was like this too until we put the other TBS stick ends on there. And
Yeah.
I do honestly think these are way too slippy. This is actually like not...
Now, it's worth mentioning Thomas is extremely fussy about stick ends. So, but I suppose most people are, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's your interface into the quad. Like, it's just like my hands, like, look at my thumb, my roll thumb. It's just...
Your roll thumb is that one.
Yeah, hang on, wait. Okay, there you go. So watch this, ready? I'm just going to do a bit of turning.
Come zoomed in on your thumb.
It's going to make a bit of a fool out of me right now because I'm actually not slipping. But before I was slipping and sliding. God, it actually feels alright. Now I'm confused. There's still a bit of slip, which is annoying.
Okay, so we're back at the field again.
We are!
The last time it didn't go so good with the stick ends, did it?
Yeah, that was literally it. Slip ends stick ends were slippery. I think if you were pinching it, it'd be fine. I'm not a pincher, I'm a thumber. So
And
I'm
it's
using...
Probably worth mentioning that you like your stick ends really sharp, don't you?
Reasonably sharp, not crazy. What do you call? I don't remember what these are called. We'll leave the link to these in the description.
They're
but
from TBS anyway.
ones.
They're the same ones we use on the
Tango
Tangos.
too, yeah, and I really like these. They're probably about the limit of as sharp as I would go, but they're good. They work well.
Let's try it out, see how it goes this time.
Yeah. Okay. We just got the practice quad here today. I'm not going to bother with the main fleet at the moment. It's really windy, so it's not like we're going to be doing ridiculous lap times, comparing radios and stuff. It's basically flying, do I like the ergonomics, that kind of thing.
And it's going to rain, isn't it?
Yes. So basically it's fly it around and play with the feel a little bit. So let's start timing. Just to have it as a reference. This is my first 6L pack today. So
I don't know how well the timing's going to go.
Why?
Because I've got the wireless mic on.
Oh.
So we may have no timing. We'll
Yeah,
see how it
I'll-
goes. Let it go. Don't worry
I'll
about
let
it.
it run.
If it
I'll
gets
stand
time,
over
it gets
here.
times.
I'll stand like far away. Is that good? Over here?
We'll try that. Hopefully we get timing.
Okay. So, arming. Ooh, this is a lot nicer than I remember. Okay. So, first impressions, 6-cell is a lot more than 4-cell, so I should get used to the quad.
Probably worth mentioning we were running the spec quads, weren't
Yep. We were. Speaking of, I just made a bump. My grip is probably a bit too high at the moment. I think I need to pull my hands back a bit. I'm sort of having trouble with range of motion. It could also be the springs are stiffer than I would like.
we? Okay, I
So
haven't made any adjustments to the springs, just so you know.
yeah, so it just feels like it feels really like I'm so many G's. But that's not ergonomics issue, that's just springs, and I'm pretty sure, do they come with 2 springs like the Tango?
I can't remember because we received the prototype.
Right, if they have two spring options, I'd prefer the lighter ones. I know a lot of people prefer stiffer. That's purely personal preference, and you do have options for that. I'm actually adapting to this reasonably quick. The grip's pretty tight compared to normal, as in by normal I mean like the Radio Master radio or like a Tyrannus. Another thing too, there's a bit less definition at the bottom of these, but it's textured, which is really cool. I'd say this is a lot closer to say a Futaba than it is like the Radio Master, the Tyrannus, a few of the others that have the sort of groovy bits at the bottom. This doesn't really have that. It's sort of just like a sideways grip thing, but it's a real grippy material. Versus the Futaba, which is slippery, but a similar shape.
The time system's working, which is good.
It is. So the trick is stand far away from it.
Yeah, the wireless system we've got here at the moment, unfortunately, messes with the timing system because they're both using 2.4.
This is really good. Okay, this could be placebo. I feel like this is less latency than normal. It could also be because I just came from a Crossfire setup, but I do know that in testing this is lower latency than other radios because TBS was able to optimize everything for everything. There's no like external module in the back, it's just straight out built into the one board, so there are actual latency improvements to this setup, like the Tango 2.
Wow, that wind's insane.
It's really insane, but mind you, I'm flying alright, all things considered. Like, considering the wind, considering first pack up on 6-cell, first pack with this radio in however long it's been.
We put it aside for about a couple of months, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. So just between lockdowns and other testing, it did get sidelined a little bit, but...
Well, I think if you want a proper feel radio, and you're in the market for one, this is not too bad at all, is it?
Yeah, I'll get you in it. I'm curious to see what you think. I feel like it sits smack bang between like the Tango and your full-size radios.
Yeah.
Where it's sort of a really cool blend of the two. I need to try flying sitting with this sometime. I know with the Tango, I prefer flying with the Tango sitting than I do my other radios. This might be a nice sweet spot for sitting and standing. Yeah.
That wind is crazy.
It is.
I've got my mic covered, so hopefully we don't get too much wind noise, but we'll see what the audio's like. If it's no good, this will be a voiceover.
I am really impressed with how this is handling at the moment. I'm flying this, I feel like, actually pretty decently. I'm not used to what full rate feels like, but that's to be expected. No, I'm impressed. That is a really different experience to with the other stick ends. Wow. Good job, TBS. You've done it again.
So this is it in comparison to the Radio Master TX16S. So it's considerably smaller, isn't it? Form factor wise.
Like the actual positioning of these is pretty similar. I think the big difference is the grip on the Radio Master. I love that lock-in. For me, for my body, that's something I'm really used to. But you have that lock-in like that, sort of a more vertical grip. You're more on top of the stick versus this. I tend to sort of hold it like this almost so I can access the switches. And it's a bit more like side-on. So it's a different feel. Like I'm almost on this one rolling on the side of my thumb. I sort of hold the radio like this where I've got access to the switches, but it means my thumb's more side onto the stick, so I'm sort of rolling on the side of my thumb, versus with the Radio Master, because of this sort of trigger grip thing, your hands tend to be more vertical, more on top of the actual gimbal. So I'm a lot more used to controlling a radio like this. I think partly too because I've been using radio since I was small, so I'm sort of used to having to kind of claw over the radio. But this was actually really easy to get used to, and I never really lost traction with the gimbal while I was flying, which is really good, especially with these stick ends.
So there you go. A nice all-in-one solution from TBS again. Slightly bigger radio than the Tango, the TBS Mambo. Thanks for watching, guys.
See ya.